Thank you for joining us on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Bintu Aliu Sumono. President Muhammadu Buhari has met some critical APC stakeholders in furtherance of strategic engagements aimed at positioning the governing party in good state for the 2019 general elections. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
A delegation from Borno comprising Governor Kashim Shettima was the first to be engaged by President Muhammadu Buhari. Details of their discussions, which lasted about 1 hour behind closed doors, were not made public, and efforts to hear from any one of them were unsuccessful. The president thereafter granted audience to the national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshomole, perhaps in response to the grievances of some stakeholders who could not get the party's tickets for the 2019 elections. The chairman told newsmen that he is not unmindful of the mounting pressure from some quarters for his removal, saying, however, that he is unperturbed.
I remain a friend to these governors. I respect them. I appreciate them. I even appreciate them for the fact that, but for their support, I will not be chairman. And you do not go stepping on toes of those who supported you to get to a position. But however, I thought I was clear, and I remain clear, that in helping me to get to the position, it was to help APC to return to its core values of progressive politics, of fairness, of justice, of adherence to rule of law, and obedience, total submission to the external provisions of our party constitution. And in doing that, you don't look at power, you look at what is right, what is just. I think that with time, we will reconcile all this.
Former Lagos State Governor and chieftain of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who also met President Muhammadu Buhari behind closed doors, reacted to calls for the removal of Adams Oshomole from office.
We all have to respect the party's supremacy. Party is supreme. Party must be respected. Abuses will not do it. Anger will not do it. And it's party politics. Somebody will win, somebody will lose. Too bad.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu used the forum to restate his conviction that the governing APC remains the party to beat in the forthcoming elections.
People are free to meet and strategize in any way they form. But we are not going back to the illusion of PDP. It's not possible. Nigeria will not do that. We can't go back to the pit that we inherited. The forces there, they can strategize and come anyway. But a leopard cannot change its skin.
The APC chieftain said his discussions with President Muhammadu Buhari also centered on the state of the nation, peace, stability, and economic development of the country. From the State House, Adamu.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 150 projects with a view to addressing the ecological challenges across the country. These and more were the fallouts of the 12th National Council on Environment holding in Akure, Ondo State. Doris Olumoko reports.
About 2,890 ecological challenges are being faced by Nigeria, which are majorly erosion-based. In Ondo State, for instance, the people of Ayetoro, a riverine community in Ilaje local government area of the state, are dealing with the devastating effect of sea incursion, which has now attracted the attention of the federal government.
We are appealing to you to please come to the area of Ayetoro community and see how we can introduce in short time, medium and the long term so we can quickly address the issue of Ayetoro community.
But people living in coastal areas, as well as small island states across the nation, are facing the problem of being displaced from their homelands. This is not something to rejoice about. This is not something to complain about. This is not something to talk extensively about it. This is something to act about.
Other states of the Federation are battling with one environmental problem or the other.
Flooding, erosion, and they are all largely as a result of climate change.
Because we are on the lower side of Nigeria, we are severely impacted.
The protection of the natural environment against pollution and degradation, as well as the conservation of natural resources for sustainable development in Nigeria, is the major thrust of this gathering. The 12th National Council on Environment, with the theme Environment and Security, consolidating Nigeria's environment sector reforms to a sustainable development, deliberates on these issues.
Currently, in the office, Ecological Fund Office, we have a total request of 1.4 trillion naira. So the recommendation going forward is we want to see a situation where the state governments also begin to work complementary to that of federal.
The participants at the 12th National Council on Environment agreed that environmental issue is a global one which cannot be ignored. Therefore, the need for concerted efforts to tackle it. In Akure, Doris Olumoko, NTA News.
Moving on now, the Senate Committee on National Population Commission has called for the suspension of the 2018 recruitment exercise by the Commission over alleged violation of the Federal Character Principle. Chairman of the committee, Suleiman Hunkwi, gave this directive during his visit to the Commission's office in Abuja. John Yakuk reports.
On National Identity Card and National Population Commission, Suleiman Hunkwi, who was there on oversight, focused on recruitment in the commission, budget releases and expenditures for 2018, vital statistics on birth and death, inflow of foreign funds, and preparations for 2020 population census. The committee frowned at the 2018 recruitment exercise in the commission, which it described as overblotted and lopsided in favor of southeastern region.
He committed names to local governments, states, and geopolitical zones. And what we saw was definitely alarming.
The committee was also not happy with the engagement of a private firm in a public-private partnership by the MPC for civic registration in Nigeria without details of the company and knowledge of the National Assembly.
On the profile of the company, I have issues. Yes, I do.
Similarly, the committee queried the Commission's 2018 released capital and recurrent expenditures without following due process of procurement. It therefore requested for more details of the expenditures of the Commission.
The issues you have been raised have been noted.
On preparations for 2020 population census, the committee asked the Commission to write to the Presidency for a proclamation on the 2020 census, which will make 2019 a year of preparation. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
And on security matters, security experts have condemned in strong terms the recurring violent protests and wanton destruction of properties by the Shiite sects in parts of the country and the Federal Capital Territory. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria say democracy should not be used as a guise for flagrant violations of law and order and disregard for national security. Lydia Sampson tells us more.
Time now, the members of the Shiite sect have been carrying out violent protests in parts of the country and the FCT. Few days ago, the members attacked the military and police personnel at various points in the FCT, setting ablaze vehicles and injuring the personnel. The guests are unanimous that in democracy, the freedom of expression as well as peaceful protests are channels to convey grievances. They, however, lamented that undermining state security apparatus cannot be condoned.
I think the Office of National Security Advisor should lead that. It has the capacity to coordinate the functions of the various security departments in the country.
We have a zone where these people are carrying gun, they carry petrol weapon, they have stones.
Democracy is freedom, responsible freedom. But let me tell Nigerians today that democracy has teeth and democracy can bite.
it is better for them to actually accept to be Nigerians, or they should relocate to Iran and do whatever they wish to do. But much as they wish to remain in Nigeria, they must submit to the law.